Oh, hey, there it is. Hey, we got it working.
Wow, it's working now.
What?
Amazing.
What? It's not the equipment that I use every single time I film a video.
Honestly, it's not a video or anything without technical difficulties.
No, it's got to have technical difficulties.
Literally.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hi.
I am here today with my best friend. Shush. My best friend, the ever so popular and up and coming Twitch streamer, Keone Lou.
Hi. Hi guys. I'm Keone Lou, as Rob said. It's nice to meet you.
So, Keone, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a Twitch streamer. I play a lot of Souls games.
Okay, okay.
You know, things like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Sekiro, things like that. And yeah, I've been streaming now for a little over half a year.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm growing. I actually have a YouTube page as well.
You do.
I'm
you do.
Posting my VODs.
We will link those. Am I looking at the mic or am I looking at the camera? We're looking at the mic, guys. Okay, so if I'm not staring you straight in the face, don't at me. Don't at me. Nobody at me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is gonna be as unhinged as possible. Wow, that was the wrong handle. This is gonna be as unhinged as possible.
As unhandled as possible.
It's unhandled. It's unhandled. What were we doing tonight?
I don't know. You asked me to come in here, take a look at some knives, and I don't know. I felt a little squirrely. Like, you know what? Why not? I'll try out.
All right.
I'll try something. Anything.
I'm completely losing train of thought, guys. Anyway, this is the first time that I've ever had a guest, Red not included, on the channel. And what I wanted to talk about tonight was...
Well, you did say that you wanted to. Well, okay, now you're laughing, so I can't say the line I'm trying to say. You did say that you wanted to teach me something about knives.
I did say yes. I wanted to. Okay, so much like flipping Balisongs, learning how to play video games, or in Keone's case, stream on Twitch, it's a learning curve. There's
a big one. A big one.
It's a lot. So. I wanted to review, specifically, these two Balisongs. Now, you guys know that I am sponsored by one of these companies. I also have a clear disdain for something that one of these knives does, or an aspect of one of these knives. And as a person who is sponsored by one of these companies and not the other company, I want someone, these are both beginner Balisongs, I want someone who is a true beginner.
Me, obviously. I have no idea what these things are.
Has never flipped a Balisong before, ever. So I want someone who is completely unbiased to help me in doing the review of these two Balisongs. And here we are.
Okay.
So much like video games, when you're building a character in a video game, a Soulsborne video game as you would be playing, you have to pick out your armor. You have to...
Yeah. You have to pick a starting class, right?
What other things? List some things for me.
Well, you know, there's definitely the starting class, and that matters a little bit for some cases. But after that, you know, usually if you've already played before, right? Or you're familiar, maybe you've seen some videos on YouTube talking about OP builds, or this weapon will beat all the bosses. You know, you want to go out and find that weapon. You want to do the quest lines for the NPCs that get you those things.
That's the weapon I want.
Things like that. So yeah, I mean, you have to do some pre-planning. No, you don't.
Correct.
I guess you don't have to, but it definitely helps. And I feel like I have a much more enjoyable time playing the games when I pre-plan and, you know, I figure out what build I want to go for.
So you start off from the very beginning, kind of knowing what you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah. And even with my Dark Souls 3 playthrough that I'm doing right now, it's my first playthrough. I'm playing it completely blind, but I knew going in I wanted to do something with fire and ice. Okay. So I asked some friends who had played it before, is there an ice sword and a fire sword? And they said yes. So they actually helped me find the one without spoiling anything, and it was really great. Okay. So it was a way for me to like get into it and find something that I liked that was specifically for me, the build that I wanted to go for, and it was unbiased, right? They didn't come in and say, oh, you would like this weapon more than this one. Yeah,
because you have to pick your own play style. And that's one of the things I figured, like, especially with like Dark Souls and Soulsborne type games, where you get to build your character and you get to design and customize exactly what you want your character to be able to do, how you want them to be. You would be a good person to look at these things in a objective kind of way and say, hey, I like this about something, I don't like that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured Keone would be a good person to help me make those distinctions when it comes to beginner level Balisongs for beginners who have never flipped before, and be completely unbiased, seeing as how Keone has never flipped a Balisong and has no relation to either of these companies.
I don't even know what the companies are that you're like, you haven't told me anything about these knives.
And I don't plan to.
So we'll see how it goes.
So we are going to get into some specifics of these Balisongs. I'm going to let Keone learn things about these as we go, without telling them where they come from or anything like that. And I'm not going to give them any specifics until they have made like some decisions on certain aspects. So we're going to start off first. I'm going to let you.
I want to do the blue one.
You want to do the blue one? I was going to ask, what color do you want?
Well, I really love gray. Like, gray is my favorite color.
Right.
But I don't know, the blue one just, it's looking a little fancier right now.
It's looking fancier.
Okay. But that's just from visuals, right? So we'll get into it later, I guess, with different things.
We will get deep into all of the aspects.
Just from the visuals currently, like in your hands, the blue looks nicer. I've not actually held them, so...
Hold them both.
Okay. Oh, this texture is really interesting.
It is very interesting, isn't it?
This, I thought it was just going to be like just a matte or like a shiny metal, but there's actually like a groove to it.
There is actually a texture to it. Yeah, it's very difficult to see. It's minor, but you can feel it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It's very minor. Why is that there?
Which part?
Why is there a texture on it?
Well, okay. So, as you've seen, when you're doing the flipping, when you're doing tricks and stuff like that with the Balisong, you need to be able to grip it in your hand without it flying away.
Mm-hmm. It has a smiley face on it.
Notice the smiley face.
Okay. Oh, but this one looks like the real deal sort of thing. Like, this one is definitely much more serious.
Okay.
In a way that I kind of like too.
So, first impressions is what we're going for right now. Completely unbiased. Never seen these before. First impressions. Smiley face makes you smile, and the other one looks very serious. So that's where we're starting off.
The smiley face, to me, might feel almost a little bit kid-like. Like, especially because also it looks like it has hair.
It does have hair.
Like the little peaks there. I feel like if you were going for like a 13 or 14-year-old who got their first Balisong, I feel like maybe this would be a great one just because it's cool. But also, I mean, depending on who you are, you could be really into like the serious grown-up stuff, and this kind of looks grown-up, even though it's very much a dull blade, right?
Very much, yeah. Both of these are trainers. Neither one of them can cut you, so you're going to be completely safe unless you do something insane. You shouldn't cut yourself while trying to learn some tricks with these.
So which one do I start with?
Well, that's going to be up to you. All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to decide which one you'd like to start with right now. We're going to try, so what we're going to do is we are going to try to teach Keone 2 to 3 beginner level tricks in the very short amount of time that we have. So,
oh wow. I'm going to learn tricks? Like,
we're going to see what
already?
we can do.
Okay,
We're going to see what we can do. Let's go over the anatomy of them.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
Hand me the one that you don't want to start with.
I'll start with the one that looks like a little more beginner friendly maybe, or just... I like the smile. Let's just start with the smile.
All right.
And, yeah.
We'll start with a smile. All right. That's coin a phrase for the video. We'll start with a smile.
Squid Industries. It says it on the blade.
It does. All right, so Keone has found where they stamp it with the brand name. So one of the things that I wanted to do, beginning off, is I want to go over the anatomy of a Balisong with Keone. Okay, so first thing that you want to know is, of course, you have 2 handles and a blade. 2 handles and a blade. right?
Yes.
Now, on yours, because this Balisong is made the way that it is, the only way that you can tell the difference between the two handles is you have this right here, which is called a bite marker indicator.
Oh, it looks like something took a bite out of it.
That's not why it's called that. So, all right. So this indicator here is in case if you happen to be flipping it on that side. As you can see, this one also has one.
Okay.
If you happen to be flipping the Balisong from this handle, this is called the bite handle. And what that means is if this is a real Balisong and you happen to be holding this handle and close it on your hand.
Like, okay.
Oh, dear God.
It's not,
okay.
it's not doing it. It's not doing it. Okay.
Starting off strong, guys.
All right. We're oh, wait. Ooh. That was... Ow. Okay, this hurts.
Yeah. All right. So that's the bite size.
Sure.
So if this were a real blade, if this were a real live blade, and this were sharp, it would cut you. Okay. So the bite indicator means that if you close your hand on this side, you're going to get bit.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're looking at the Balisong,
okay.
Try to show you in the camera. When you're looking at the Balisong, your bite indicator, we're going to have it over to the right there. So your bite indicator and my bite indicator are facing the same way. So this handle is the safe handle. Okay. The handle away from the bite handle. That is the handle you want to start with. Okay. Okay. Because if like you close it on your hand.
Well, I mean, this is like a solid piece of metal. This still hurts.
It's still okay. It's still going to hurt you a little bit.
But it's not going to cut me.
But you're not going to get cut. Right.
But I'm not working with live blades right now, right?
Not working with live blades right now. So you got your safe handle, your bite handle, your blade. Now, if you look at these pins, and I'll show the camera here. Okay. The pins. Yeah. These are called Zen pins.
Do you mean like the screws that are connecting the handles to the blade?
You know, I just thought about the fact that this one does not have Zen pins at all. So there is a difference. Here's the first difference between these two Balisongs. Okay. So the this one here, that I have not named yet, has Zen pins, and this one does not. Now, what that means is, when this Balisong opens, this little point piece that sticks out here, it comes up, and as you can see, that pin hits that.
Oh, it actually touches.
That pin actually touches.
Okay.
All right. So that is what stops the handles from slapping into each other. All right, that's what keeps your hand from getting pinched in between the handles every time. Okay. Now this one does not have those pins, but what you can see is the way that they have the material cut in the handle. Yeah. It has the same kind of like protrusion up here at the top, but when this comes up, it simply hits the handle instead of hitting a pin. Okay. Now both of these are made out of aluminum. Okay. Okay. Now, aluminum hitting aluminum, it can eventually do damage. Sure. All right. And I've flipped both of these extensively for a little while. Now you can kind of see on the top of this there is.
It's kind of warped a little bit.
It's kind of warped a little bit. So that is from the aluminum hitting the aluminum. Sure. Okay. And aluminum is a fairly soft metal. It is going to bend and give a little bit, especially when it's clashing into itself fairly hard, right? On this one with the pins, you do have aluminum and aluminum, but these are actually two different types of aluminum. Oh. The aluminum for the blade on this Balisong is a harder, stiffer aluminum, and the aluminum on the handles is a softer aluminum. But these pins are made out of steel. Oh. So when it comes, and there's an actual indentation here instead of just a raised little hump. There's an actual indentation here. So when it comes up and that pin hits it, that pin is hitting a harder metal, but it's hitting that indentation that is curved with the same curvature of that pin. Okay. All right. So you don't see you don't really see any damage there. No. And I've used both of these Balisongs about the same. I've probably actually used one of them more than the other one.
This one has really pretty wave designs on it.
It does. Yes, it does.
It kind of reminds me of that like famous Japanese painting of the wave. You know the one I'm talking about?
I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah.
It has that sort of vibe.
If you find one of those, I want one for my wall. So.
Okay.
All right.
You can literally probably get them off of Etsy or something. Shh. Wow. Okay.
All right. So, Okay, which you said you wanted to start
yeah,
with
let's start with the blue.
All right.
I don't know why. Like, I'm just looking at the two of them, and I'm way more drawn to the aesthetic of the silver, but I like the weight in my hand of the blue. The silver's a little bit too light.
Okay.
In comparison, like.
I don't have a scale, but I will look up the actual weights of these two and put them up on the screen somewhere because I'm not sure. I don't know them off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Watch them literally not be any different.
They're probably very close to... My brain is blank right now after a day of work, and I don't remember how much they weigh. So, and I'm the professional here.
I can see myself really liking this.
Mm-hmm.
It feels nice.
Okay. All right. Pick your weapon of choice for the moment.
I'll pick weapon.
Weapon of choice.
This thing has a smiley face on it.
So, look here. We're picking... All right. So, pretend this is Elden Ring.
Uh-huh.
Or Bloodborne.
Oh, I'm picking my build.
You're picking your build. All right.
Okay.
Right now, we are picking our weapon of choice.
Well, this is definitely first playthrough vibes because I'm smiling real big, hoping that this time it'll be different and I won't die a million times. So I noticed that they put these metal things, like pins, basically in the eye holes.
Okay, one more thing I forgot to talk about. I actually put those there. So the Balisong comes with these little screw weights for the eyes. Now what that'll do is it changes the weight distribution just a little bit, and it adds a little bit of tip weight to the end of the blade. Now that is good for things like fans that I like to do. Because when you have the tip weight on the outsides of the blade,
yeah,
you can see this is thicker here, it's got more weight out here.
Okay.
And this one, so that one has the eyelet holes. This one has interchangeable weights at the bottom of the handle. I'll try to get that into the camera where you can see it. There's interchangeable weights that you can unscrew that screw and put a bigger or smaller weight in the bottom. Yeah, we may get there. We may. I doubt it, but we may get there. So, what we want to start off. Jesus.
Look, it's fun. Whew.
Close enough. So what we want to start off with, we're going to start off with a basic open.
Okay.
Okay. So
which handle do I need to hold?
Always the safe handle.
The safe handle.
We're getting there.
Yay!
All right. So, all right. So we're going to hold this.
Sure.
All right. And what I kind of want you to do, just to get a feel for it, is to just start off just kind of holding it like that, and then let it rest against your palm, and then just kind of turn it up so you got it, and then just place your other fingers here.
Okay.
Now this isn't how you're going to want to hold it all the time, but that's to start off. It's a good way to not accidentally be holding on to the other handle while we try to do these couple of first steps.
Sure.
So the very first thing that we're going to do.
Right at this very second, but we'll be all right.
We'll survive. We'll survive.
I will survive. Gonna have to cut that.
I'll get doxxed.
Doxed?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
No, doxed is like
demonetized.
Doxed is like if you told people your name was Rob Heath.
I don't get it.
Doxed because, say for instance. Okay. Anyway, hello everyone.
I thought they were going to explain something new to me that I didn't know, but I guess not.
It's a lot. Basically, it's revealing one's true identity in like maybe like where they live.
Oh, let's not do that.
Like where they work, things like that.
Yeah, let's definitely not do that. Is there anything in the background? No. Okay, good. So,
I mean, your room.
Other than that, so we have filmed this 3 times.
Three.
On Spider-Man.
Yeah.
3 times.
Oh, really?
That's not getting doxxed. So, all right. So we filmed this 3 separate times now and had technical difficulties. Camera decided to just crap out on us at one point, and then the microphone decided to crap out on us on a different point.
Yeah.
So this is try number 3.
Yes.
We were going to do a little bit of a tutorial type thing where I taught Keone how to do certain basic tricks. And we did that. It's all on film. I might splice a couple of little clips in here or something, but it's already done, so now you can't see it. So I'm sorry. You want to show the audience what you've learned?
So this was like a week ago.
This was like it's a different day. This is like a week ago.
Yeah, so I'm maybe a little rusty, of course, and I just learned. So I'm going to give a shot. So the first one you wanted me to do...
You do whatever, which one you can remember.
Okay, so I think this you called this with the basic open or the...
The quick draw?
Oh, that's the quick draw. That's the quick draw. So the quick draw, like, I normally feel pretty comfortable with it. Like, I say normally, like I've been doing this forever. I've only been doing this for this last day.
Yeah.
But basically, I can do that pretty well, I'd say. I mean, not the best, of course.
It gets smoother with time.
It gets smoother as I like to sit here and do it over and over again. Of course, like everything, practice, right?
Practice.
And then there was also, I think, this is the open.
That's the basic open.
Wait, okay, hold on. So we had it open, and then to close it, it closes like that.
Back, let it fall, back, and up.
Okay.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's a little rough. The open and close is a little rough.
The basic open seems to be a little bit more difficult than the quick draw. A lot of people actually say that the basic open is like the easiest trick.
Yeah.
And that the quick draw is a little bit more advanced, which is...
I don't know.
I've never understood that. The people who do them in that order, I think the quick draw is easier.
Way simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much easier.
I mean, it's just quick.
It's very fast.
It's one motion.
Yeah.
It's literally one motion.
It's literally one motion.
Whereas the other one, I feel like I'm going back and forth, you know?
And I've talked about this a little bit. Once you've done the basic open enough, where you're not doing that, you can I just do like a circle with my hand, basically with my wrist, and it's all one motion.
I'm maybe too much of a beginner for that.
Yeah, everybody gets there at their own pace. That's another thing that I wanted to talk to people about. If you're a beginner and you're trying to learn these things, and you feel like you're just not getting it, everybody feels that way about it at some point in time, that they feel like they're just not getting it. Just keep trying. I learned most of the tricks that I know. I literally learned most of the tricks that I know by sitting here fiddling with it while watching TV and not actually trying to learn anything. And accidentally doing something and being like, oh, that's how my hand's supposed to feel when I do that trick.
Yeah, all of the clicking and clacking of your Balisongs in the background has just receded into white noise for me. But yeah, it's been like, what, a year now since you've gotten into it? Keone's
room is right over there. So, while Keone's trying to stream Soulsborne games, I'm in here doing this. I had one other trick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
See if you can remember how to do it.
Oh, good. I was just about to do the other.
You're about to do the other one.
All right, and then
pointer finger.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
So once I get it here, I'm typically pretty quick about flipping it over.
And so you're, there you go. So it's just the ice pick.
You know?
And it's just,
I mean, I'm typically pretty quick about flipping it over. It's getting it to the point where my finger's here is a little bit.
You actually just almost did the closer. So, all right, keep it right there where you're at.
Okay.
All right. Now, what I do to close it from this a lot of times is I basically do the reverse of that trick. But what I do is where my two fingers up here, where they are, I just let it come up and over around behind this one, just like that.
Okay.
And then, now if I wasn't trying to show you this, I could remember how to do it.
Okay.
All right, so I do this, and then I put...
Well, that opens it. Okay.
Yeah, so we're here, we go, and then you're going to come... We're cutting this because I can't remember how to do it now.
Okay, I think
okay, I know what I'm messing up here. So I probably can't teach you this one right now because it involves knowing a portion of the full twirl in order to do it. Because I do it naturally and I forget that that's part of it.
So it involves knowing another move.
It involves knowing. Let me start.
Do it again.
It involves knowing. See, I'm doing my edited version of it. This is my edited version. The actual full twirl is that. So the actual full twirl which I never hardly.
Wow.
I never do it. It's that.
That is very impressive.
There we go.
It looks like it's just dancing over your fingers.
Well, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. The problem is I've gotten into the habit of doing this weird thing that I do here, which is like a combo of a couple different things and like shortening up a couple of different moves to just kind of like rebound back and forth. And I don't actually do the full twirl, and now it's hard for me to remember that I have to use a different finger to get into the full twirl. So my muscle memory messes me up when I'm trying to do a full twirl now because I just do this other weird thing too often.
That is very similar to like if you pick up one game and then you start playing another one and your muscle memory is so used to the way you've been playing one game.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh. For instance, like I've been playing Code Vein and Dark Souls 3 recently.
I have seen that.
And with Code Vein, you run forward using, I believe it's L1 or I can't remember. See, even now I can't remember. But I know that it's a different button than circle. And so like just remembering the difference is quite difficult.
It can be. It can be. You know. I was telling you earlier, I was trying to pick up Ghost of Tsushima again since using one of my old clips in my last video.
Yeah.
And I got slaughtered.
Oh, God,
I picked it up. I couldn't remember. I was in like new game with like increased difficulty, and it took me probably 15 minutes or so to get my muscle memory back to where I could actually like win at something basic. So I'm gonna have to get back into that because I love that game and I would like to make some more video content on it. But
that would be cool.
Gotta practice.
That would be cool.
And I might get your help with posting videos about video game stuff.
Sure.
So right now I'm feeling that this is quite loose right now. I've dropped this thing on the ground multiple times today.
Okay.
Let me see that one. Right?
Yeah.
This one I have not been flipping. It's getting a little bit of a wiggle to it, not as bad. But I think that what we should...
Oh, I feel how... It feels loose.
It feels loose.
That's so interesting. I never thought I would feel that sort of thing, you know?
Because I've been abusing the crap out of that thing.
Yeah, it does feel loose.
So we're going to tighten the pivots on these and re-oil them real quick and see how they feel different.
Sure.
All right, so one of the differences in these two Balisongs is that one of these has bushings in the pivots, and the other one does not. So like that is fully tight, and you see how the handle does not swing.
Oh yeah.
So in order to
like whereas this one the handle swings.
Yeah, so like it swings. So if I loosen that up just a little bit, we can get the handle swinging again. We're gonna do it to the other side. We're gonna tighten it all the way down to where it doesn't move. All right, that still moves, but it's a little tight. Let's see if we can work it. All right, so it's not bad. It's a little tight. So let's loosen it. Let's loosen it just a little bit.
I like how that tool is set inside of a lighter. That's kind of cool.
This is my little secret lighter tool. Y'all will see that on a different video that I've actually already filmed.
That's cool.
Okay, there we go. All right, so let's put a little bit of oil on this. I've already shook this carbon honey up a few minutes ago.
It says thick.
Thick. Thick.
Oh,
I'm just
man.
going to put a little drop on the tops of the handles.
You know, I never have to put oil on my controllers.
You never have to oil your controllers. Don't oil your controllers, people.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not recommended.
Liquid and controllers just don't go good together. I'm gonna work that in a little bit. Feel that now.
Okay.
Make sure you got the right side.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very fluid. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Why does it feel looser to me?
It didn't have any oil before, maybe.
It feels looser now. Yeah, it feels like it's really going places.
All right, now for this one, I'll show you this. So I can crank the crap out of that.
Uh-huh. This is the one with the bushings?
So this one has bushings.
Okay.
I crank the crap out of that, and as you can see, I don't have to try to play with it and loosen it up or nothing like that. They're as tight as they can get.
Right. Because the bushings won't allow it to get any tighter.
The bushings will not allow you to over torque it, basically, if the bushings are tuned properly, which Nabalis is really good about tuning bushings these days.
Okay.
It wasn't always like that, but their last quite a few products.
Sounds like they've been learning.
They've been doing a fantabulous job. That's a word, right?
Fantabulous, I think
fantabulous job.
Yeah, I think that was
of tuning their Balisongs.
Ah, cool.
So we're gonna work a little bit of that carbon honey up in there.
Better. I'm really enjoying this knife. This is a really pretty knife, and it feels really nice in the hand.
Now, we might have already talked about this, but if we didn't, I'm going to talk about it a little bit while you try this properly lubed and tightened extrusion.
Okay, cool. Talk away.
Yep. So, my issue that I had with this, when I first opened it, it felt fantastic. It was freshly tuned from Squid Industries right out of the box. It was nice. It was tuned properly out of the box. And this texturing on,
It smells good. I noticed the smell.
Yeah, so this is carbon honey ramune flavor.
Oh.
Don't eat it. So experience with this. Right after I got it, I wanted to adjust the weight, so I'll put the eye pivots in here. While trying to tighten them down all the way, I had to take them back out and reposition them to the other side, thinking that might help. It did not. And while trying to get these eye pivots in, or these eye screws in, I stripped them. I could not get them all the way in, and when they were as tight as they could possibly be, I tried flipping it. It made a terrible, terrible noise, and as you can see on the inside of the handle, the little eyelet screws took fairly decent size chunks out of the inside of the handles.
Okay.
What I ended up having to do, because these are Allen head screws, I ended up taking one of my torque spits and wrapping a little bit of tape around it and shoving it into the hole and continuing to torque it down so that it would, because it would not loosen back up, continue to torque it down to where it would clear the inside of these handles.
Oh.
Now they won't come out. No. So,
well,
first experience with this Balisong out of the box, I liked it. Tried to install the included eyelet screws, and now they are stuck in there and will not come out. And it was either over torque them to where I couldn't get them back out, or just deal with them eating chunks out of the inside of my handles. Yeah, so differences, of course, being no bushings. Bushings. The weight system on this left a negative taste for me. It kind of ticked me off, and now I can't take it back out. So I don't even remember what this thing felt like without these in the eyes. And I would like to try one that doesn't have these jammed into it to the point where you can't ever take them back out. But I'm not gonna drill them out or anything, because I don't want to damage it any further. But at least now it doesn't have that terrible clackety clank sound from the eyelets chipping away at the inside of the handle. So, you flipped that one a little bit?
Yeah, I did. In fact, I think when you were talking there for a little bit, I got pretty good at like a little quirky little combo of some things.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be able to do it now that the attention is on me. So,
what we'll do, we'll you guys rewind back a little bit into the video while I was talking about this, and watch Keone over here with the extrusion and see if they figured out any cool tricks.
Just cue a subtle zoom in on that.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll just edit in a little bit of a zoom while they're practicing that. And so if you guys watch this video and there's a zoom right there at that point, that's why. So how do you feel? How do you feel about these two?
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. And it's interesting, right? So I think from a design standpoint, this is the superior Balisong. Okay. It has a lot going for it that I think not only a beginner would love, but also maybe someone who knows more about things. Like you said, the jimping is essentially is made for like a little bit more advanced practices, right? So I feel like this one is good for both like beginners and maybe someone who's a little bit beyond a beginner. Possibly even someone at your level would enjoy this, it seems, like, because there are various...
Yeah. So I do enjoy that one. I enjoy both of these. I enjoy most, I'm not going to say all, but most all of the Balisongs that I have. And I think that a lot of people probably enjoy multiple different types of Balisongs, but they do have like their favorites that they pick up.
Oh, okay.
More advanced flippers that are getting into like serious tricks are probably going to have like their favorite weight distributions that they stick to. For when they're like trying to do their like big combos. But I think a lot of people probably enjoy all of their collection. This one
is less customizable, I would say, right?
Actually, it's more customizable.
More?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both of these, this one comes in many different colors. They started off with just like a silver one, just a raw aluminum.
Yeah.
And then they got, I believe, they had a black and a white one, and then they started getting into different colors. This one was the specialty teal. They call it teal. I call it light blue. But this was the specialty teal one for Blade Show.
Okay.
And it was a really pretty color, and that's one of the main things that drew me to it.
I like the color for sure. My favorite color is gray, so I do kind of like silver colors more.
Well, and so that one does come in multiple colors as well. The extrusion comes in silver, purple, and black, and I believe they had like a dark blue color.
I might like that. I do like a darker blue.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one in person. I actually have all three of the other colors. I have black, purple, and silver in the extrusion.
Oh, really? That's cool. So for me, I think while this one draws me more than the two, I am not a fan of the raised edges. It makes it, for me, harder to grab when I'm trying to do a trick. Now, I am still very much a beginner, right? But to me, it makes it harder to grab. I want something smoother. I want the texture still, because I feel like that texture helps you keep hold of it, but the edges almost get in the way of my fingertips.
I gotcha. Now, and I will say that the edges getting in the way of your fingertips first, that's going to be mostly a preference issue, but also it is going to be a beginner issue. Well, so different Balisongs have a bunch, like there's all sorts of different stuff. So there's all sorts of different shapes of handles, different lengths of handles, different textures, different materials. And the thing is, you got to pick what is your preference. And my preferences have changed slightly over the course of time. The better that I get at flipping, I prefer things in a different way.
Sure.
And I've gotten to where I can flip like multiple different Balisongs in one day and it not be an issue that they are different for the most part. Now, if I flip, say, a super light Balisong for a while and then I try to go back to a heavier Balisong, it can be a problem, or vice versa.
Sure.
That becomes an issue. But for the most part, most of my collection, I can switch from one to the other and not have an issue.
Okay.
And as you get better at flipping, your preferences will change.
So now that I've had the opportunity to look at both, for me, I think that I would actually go with the blue, personally.
Okay.
From like a beginner, I don't want any bells and whistles. I just want the most simple, but still very much competent, like blade. This one seems like you're getting a very good quality product. Like it's very good. Maybe if I wanted something a little bit flashier, something that has a little bit more features, something that I can grow with, as you said, I'd go with this. But if I have that extra disposable income, maybe both,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I would probably start with this. I do really love the textures on this one. This is a fun texture. I would like to have I'd like to have this texture on a controller.
That would be
that would be really fun.
It would. Your hands would start to sweat.
Probably so.
Your
yes.
hands would start to sweat.
Yes.
But yeah, so I do definitely like the texture of the Squiddy Owl here. I like the texture of the Squiddy Owl better than the extrusion. However, I do like the grip and flippability of the extrusion better, as well as the versatility of the fact that it has bushings and a better weight system, in my opinion.
I will say the weight distribution of this, hold this please, versus this is a very noticeable difference. And this one feels like I could probably learn more about how to balance my hands and wrist.
Yeah.
Whereas that is much more uniform. I feel like the weight is equal everywhere, whereas there's a little bit more of a gracefulness of the blade to this one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, so
my initial impression was that this one had a heavier blade.
So weight can actually be fairly deceiving. For example, when I
oh, I see you got some more over there.
I do have some more over there. When I did the comparison video on these two, this is the Vulp and the Vulp Pro. At first, when I first started weighing them against each other, I felt like the Vulp Pro was lighter.
Oh.
Now these are both modified now. They weren't modified before, but they are now. And when I actually weighed them in that comparison video, I found out they're basically the exact same weight. They just don't feel like it.
Can I feel them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is the Balisong that I started making videos with.
This one already is heavier than that.
Than this?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I was right? Okay, good.
I think. I don't know.
No, it definitely feels way heavier before I even open it.
If I'm not mistaken, the Vulp and Vulp Pro are somewhere around 3.9 to 4 ounces, something like that.
Okay. I don't dislike it. It's different.
It is different.
It's different.
It's a lot different. A lot more different than the Squiddy Owl or the Extrusion. I
really appreciate the design. I like it has a very kind of modern Nordic vibe, which I really like. I really like that.
Modern Nordic vibe. Okay.
I like the fox logo. That's cool.
So that's Will Hirsch's logo for the Vulp. So Will is a huge Fox fan. And these angular designs that you say look Nordic are actually the geometric Fox logo, where they have kind of like taken that geometric design and run it down the handle.
I gotcha.
Keep up with the same vibe.
Yeah.
These haven't been oiled in a while, so this one feels kind of loose.
I like the touch of adding like the diamond at the bottom. That's kind of a cool touch. The inserts that you put in this, I'm assuming?
Those are from Zippy Balisong.
So they're not from Will Hirscher.
No.
From Nabalis? Okay.
No, so Zippy Balisong makes modifications for Balisongs to where you can edit the weight distribution.
I see.
And as you can see, I have put all of the tungsten ball bearings at the top so that there's a little bit more weight across the back side of the blade. The main reason that I do that is because I like to do fans, and when I was first practicing with the Vulp, there did not seem to be enough weight at the back side of the blade in order to be able to get the fan as smooth as I wanted it.
I'm not feeling this one. I'm just gonna be honest with you here. I think it's the weight distribution. Maybe is it a little bit loose, possibly?
These were on my stand, and they haven't been oiled in a while or tightened.
Okay. What about that one?
You can try that one. That one also hasn't been oiled in a while. None of these have been oiled in a while, actually. These other ones that are sitting over here, I can't even flip this.
Like this material, the black material.
It's called G10.
Oh, I love that. I like that it doesn't have a huge, like, ting. I don't like the big ting sound.
You don't like the ting sound?
Yeah, I like the thud. I like thuds.
Okay.
Yeah. Thuds feel nice and warm.
That's another difference that people have. Some people like ringy, like tangy type loud Balisongs.
Yeah.
And other people like quieter.
Now this one feels way
Balisongs.
looser. This one feels even looser than that one.
Yeah, it hasn't been oiled in quite a while, and I actually have a Zen pin coming loose on this one from a hard drop. It's my fault. I've been beating it up. I'm sorry, Will.
Yeah, I guess that means you've gotten a lot of good use out of it. So.
I have. I flipped the Volt Pro quite a lot, but it needs some attention. I need to take it apart, clean it, re-oil it, tighten everything down.
Gotcha.
Put that Zen pin back in correctly. Poor thing's seen some stuff. I might just need to buy me another one. But no, I will take care of it and tighten everything back up. But let me let you look at a couple of other Balisongs while we're here.
Yeah, you've got a few over there.
Yeah, I do have quite a few. So we're gonna stick with the Nabalis products, but
okay.
You know what? Yeah, I'll come back to this one. Let's try this one. So this is a false live edge. So
okay.
Just be careful. It is pointy here. It won't cut you.
Okay.
But it is pointy.
Pointy. Okay. Automatically, like first thing I notice. Two things I notice. I love this, the little dip in the bottom. That's so cute. It's just cute. And then I also love it's like a wave in the patterning.
It does have like a wavy texture pattern on the outside.
On the texture, but the texture itself is geometric, but it's got like a wave to it. It's very interesting. Like in the light, it really hits it. You can see it.
This honestly,
I like that,
and it's kind of weird.
I do like the weight on that.
How you feel about the way the handles feel in your hand?
They feel a little bit slippier.
A little bit slipperier.
Just on the edges here. I think this part could have used some texture, maybe.
But on the faces, it feels good.
Yeah.
Now this is the version 1.
Oh wait, yes, here, yeah. Yes. This could have used some texture.
This is the version 1 of the Nabalis Hydra. They have come out with a second one since then that does have some extra grip added to it. It's not a whole lot, but they've added like a faux speed channel and stuff down the back side of that handle to give it a little bit more grip, kind of like they did on the Flame and the Wave and stuff for Artsy. And it's, strangely enough, it's one of my favorite Nabalis products. I really like the Hydra. I find myself picking it up to flip it more often than a lot of my other Balisongs without thinking about it. I don't know if maybe it's just because I spent so much time with it, or what it is. It's something about it. It feels good in my hand. I like the texture of it. I like the balance of it. It's one of my favorite products that they make.
I like the texture. I do. I just think it might be a little... The outside is just a little too glossy for me.
It's a little slippery on the backside of the handles for the V1. Like I said, improved for the V2.
Nice.
And I have a lot of Nabalis products. I don't know if I said this earlier in the video, but I am sponsored by Nabalis. I am one of their affiliates, which is... I have to say that for this video, I did get the extrusions for free. They sent them to me for... reviewing and checking out and letting people flip them and stuff like that, demonstrations, whereas for the Squiddy Owl, I paid for that one with my own money at Blade Show. I am a little biased towards Nabalis and towards bushing Balisongs, as well as the fact that price point wise, the extrusion is cheaper than the Squiddy Owl.
Oh.
For what seems to have more features, although I do like them both.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try. You want to try another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this one, going back to the Volp, this is the Teflon Volp. Now, this is between the other two, but basically this is this, except it has been coated in Teflon, and the tolerances and bushings and stuff have been tuned better.
Interesting.
And so it has a different texture and a different feel entirely.
But it's... in design, it's the same.
It's exactly the same as this.
That is so interesting. Okay, first off, I love how on this side, you don't see any, like, this doesn't look like a screw. It looks just like a plate. Yeah. There's like a plate covering it,
which is the same here. But when they see, it's just...
But it still reminds me that is something...
This is a screw, right? So what they did was they just Teflon coated the entire thing. So just solid white.
Yeah, that solid white is quite nice. Now, like I said before, I'm not a fan of like teens, right? Like the high metallic sound. This, I can hear has a higher sound to it. However, there's something about that tone. It reminds me of like a wind chime. Like it's not like, I guess what I don't like is the sound of like keys rattling or like tinny sounds, right? Like this has a very nice melodic sort of sound.
Flip it open and close, you might go. Let's see. There you go.
Yeah, I like that sound.
Tinky sound.
Yeah, but it's not tinny. It's there's still a thud to the sound. I love the texture. I want everything in my life to be coated in Teflon now. I want Teflon coating everywhere, please. This is gorgeous.
I do really like the Teflon Volt. I plan on making another video soon on after the Squiddy L and extrusion video. I'm hoping to make a Teflon Balisong video. Is one of my plans for the near future. I do really like the Teflon Volt. Surprisingly, I like it a lot. There's mixed reviews on it from different people, but I really enjoy it.
I will say I'm still not the biggest fan of the weight distribution of this, but I'm also, like we've said, quite the beginner. So I think with time, this would probably feel better, maybe, especially if it feels better to like the majority of flippers, then I would obviously get along with that.
You'd have to spend some time flipping to get some better perspective on what you like. But we all start as beginners, and that's kind of what this video has all been about. Is beginner Balisongs, how we feel freshly starting off.
Really, it comes down to like bushings or not.
But like come on guys, like for real, like for $50 versus $80.
I see. Yeah, no, that is quite the difference.
Better weight system, bushings that I don't have to fight with, weight system that really ticked me off, and no bushings. Like, I get it. I understand like how manufacturing can change, like how things need to be priced and stuff like that. But it's 2024, guys, and personally, I don't like washer-only Balisongs. And if it's going to be $30 more expensive, throw some bushings in there. I'm going to stop harping on bushings.
Sure.
I don't like washer-only Balisongs. With the exception of a Balisong that I'm going to be making a video on soon that I really like. That's a washer-only Balisong.
Okay, so there's an exception to the rule.
Let's try another one. I got two more over here actually that I kind of wanted you to check out.
Nice.
So this one is made out of a different material as well as being made differently as well. So all of these that you've tried so far have been channel Balisongs.
Okay.
And all of them have been aluminum.
Okay.
This one is a titanium Balisong.
Ooh.
And it is sandwich design. So instead of being a solid channel, you can see through it.
Oh, you can see through it, yeah.
It is two titanium plates put together with pins. Try that out.
It's going to be very aerodynamic, I bet.
God, it might be aerodynamic.
All of the air.
There's so much air.
You can see all the air in there.
So okay. Titanium is weighted differently.
Hold on.
The one trick we know.
Nice. Yeah, look, the one thing I like, and that feels good. It feels a little too free. It needs to be a little tighter for me.
So it is actually very tight, but I do not have any of the weights in it. So this is the BB Barfly Superfly, or Super CUDA, because it has the Barracuda blade on it.
I see.
So we call it the Super CUDA. But it actually has a very dynamic weight system and is currently in its lightest form with no weights in it at all.
Well, I mean, I imagine that pretty much almost all of these holes could have a weight in them.
So it's mostly, and
but also the blade could as well.
I'm going to be doing I'm eventually going to do a review on this. I have a couple of other BB Barfly products on their way as we speak.
Okay, well, then you guys should stick around and subscribe, and you know, you'll get more content in the future. You'll get a video on that.
Probably get a video on this.
That's exciting.
You see these divots there and there?
Yeah, I see the divots.
In both handles. That is where a brass weight goes into. Oh. So you can actually put one here and one here, or two, or one here and one here. Like, you can change it all up. But
sure.
yeah, so this is BB Barfly Super Cuda. Okay. Superfly with a Cuda blade made out of titanium.
Nice. I do like it. I do like it. I just think maybe like if I was really into Balisongs, then I would probably have to figure out how to make it for me. Like the weight isn't.
You can customize this quite a bit. Zippy makes inserts for it, which I have some, but then I got this special anodization by my good friend the Buffness. Anodized this for me after Blade Show.
Nice.
And I have not put any new inserts in it from Zippy since. I kind of want to get some of a different color, and I haven't picked out what I want yet.
Cool.
But that's that. We'll talk about this more in its own video at some point, I'm sure.
Okay, cool.
I got one more for you.
Okay. Is it like really cool or something? I mean, it's pretty. It's a really pretty blue.
This is a controversial Balisong.
Really?
People will know what I'm talking about. We won't go into it. But I want to know what... I have my own opinions, and I'm also going to make a video on this later.
I got to know why it's controversial, but first I want to touch it.
Go ahead.
Can I touch it? Thank you. Yes. Okay. I like the texture. Although the texture is very pronounced in comparison to the textures that I've seen on some of these other ones. Like, the other ones have much more subtle textures. This one's, like, very bold texture. I like this blade. Okay, that's a really interesting blade.
So that orange is a Zippy insert.
Even without the orange, I love the shape.
It's got a really cool shape to it.
That's a kind of a racing logo sort of shape to it. The inside here.
Okay.
It's reminiscent of a particular racing brand that we won't necessarily have to discuss. But anyways.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Let me just try it. Oh, wait, hold on.
Try a couple different things. Try all sorts of different things.
We'll try some different things with it. Okay. Oh, I didn't necessarily care for that part. That's okay though. That's fine. I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, I'm doing something.
You're doing something.
All right, let's close that up again. All right, and then. All right, I like this. I like this a lot. There's something about it. There's something about it. I really like the weight. I really like the color. Okay. The blade design is really cool. This looks like could you do like weights in each of these holes, or is it only like certain ones?
You can't do weights, but there are like pivot screws and stuff that you can get, pivot screw holes, plugs that you can get from Zippy as well, which I have a full set of inserts for this where you can put an insert in each section of the blade, or in the bottom, where that bottom hole is, or anything, stuff like that. You can customize it in different ways. Some of you guys know this is another Squid Industries product. It's the same color as the Squiddy Owl. This was another teal blade show Balisong. And it is the Kraken Trainer. And I like it a lot.
You know what I just noticed? I like how whenever I fully open it, that right there has a bite sound. It's got a very crunchy sound to it that I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just call it a clack.
Okay, a clack.
A clack.
Got a clack. I think it's a bite. It's
a crunchy bite.
Crunch.
Crunchy.
Yeah, like that very much. But louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still also a nice, like, when it closes or opens, that thud is still there, but not the sound, the feeling. The feeling, the sort of, it's like vibrates a little bit in your hand.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming that makes sense to you. That's something that
you're
very familiar with.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nice. Yeah. No, I like this one a lot. In fact, I think this one might be my favorite out of all the ones you've shown me.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Why is that?
It just does.
Why? What's the whole joke about
that? That's not a joke. It's just it makes sense that you like it.
Okay. Yeah. Based off of what I said about the other ones.
To me, and here's my perspective. It would make sense for anyone to like it. That is just how I feel about that Balisong. It is. I find it to be fantastic, and I'll talk more about it in a future video, which is why I don't want to talk about it now. All right, so we are going to get ready to wrap this up, but before we do, Keone, what was your favorite of the two Balisongs?
Well, it took a lot of thought, but I think that my favorite is going to have to be the Squiddy Owl. I mean, this thing just feels more fluid for me. I like the textures more.
Okay.
I like that there's nothing in the way of my fingers when I'm trying to flip it. I understand that it doesn't have your favorite thing ever, the bushings.
The bushings.
Okay? But for me, it's just, this feels much more fluid. For me, I'm very new, right? I just started. But yeah, I like this one more. I do really like that one too, and I can see why someone would say that one is better. Okay, but if I'm trying to approach a Balisong and not be overwhelmed, or like, you know, to me, it's much simpler. It's much more approachable.
I gotcha.
So.
And I completely get that. So we have differing opinions on this now. Keone likes the Squiddy Owl better. I prefer the Extrusion over the Squiddy Owl. However, I do like them both, and I am happy to own both of them. I would be upset if I didn't own both of them, even though I have had negative experiences with the Squiddy Owl. I've also had very, very positive experiences with the Squiddy Owl.
Gotcha.
So I do like them both. I won't say equally, but on certain days, I don't want to flip this, and on certain days, I don't want to flip that. But then there are days when I'm like, give me that Squiddy Owl, or give me that Extrusion, you know, and that's what I want to flip. So I do like having both, and I think that anyone that has the ability to, it should experience both. But as far as a beginner Balisong, this is why I brought Keone Lou onto the channel. The main part of bringing Keone on the channel was to let you guys meet Keone.
Hi.
And also because I am biased towards the Extrusion, I wanted someone who could give me their beginner thoughts on the Squiddy Owl and Extrusion side by side.
Thank you for having me. Like,
yeah,
this has really been an eye-opening experience. I can definitely see why people enjoy this hobby. It seems like there's a lot of things that go into it, and you can really express yourself. You can learn more about how these knives work, and also I can see how there's a sense of community as well.
There's a very large community, and a lot of people don't realize how big the community is. And a lot of the people that I've had in my comment section for certain videos tell me that they didn't realize people got together and talked about Balisongs. So,
well, I mean, until you told me about it, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
So
there's a much larger community of Balisong flippers out there than a lot of people think. And one of the reasons I didn't flip for years and years is because I kind of felt like I was alone in the community. And now that I have found the community on social media and been able to go to something like Blade Show and meet people in person, I feel a lot more connected to other people around the world that flip Balisongs. And
nice.
So
nice.
I think it's probably similar with Twitch. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, gaming has always had a connotation of community, especially with like online gaming, multiplayers, things like that. I don't really go for multiplayer gaming. I do definitely prefer to do single player games, but there still is that sense of community in like Reddit forums, Facebook groups, things like that, where you can, you know, share cool videos of gameplay or talk about like a boss that was super hard and challenging. But especially on Twitch, I find that there is a very strong sense of community. I mean, Twitch is centered around the idea that there are people who want to play games and talk with you and hang out with you at the same time. Yeah. So it's definitely like a big hangout, and that's how I like to feel, and that's the type of vibe that I like to bring to my channel. Is this is a space for everyone and anyone, no matter how you identify, how you feel about life in general. If you love games, I love you. You know, if you want to be here and hang out and talk, there's a space for you.
There you go.
So,
well, that is a very positive vibe, and I like that a lot. I kind of strive for the same with my channel. This is an all-inclusive channel. It's a place where people can come and hang out and talk about Balisongs and have a good time. And I want it to stay positive and stay like that. So anyone who would like to be a part of my channel, by all means, please like and subscribe. There's going to be more and more content coming out in the future. We recently, just this past week, while waiting to finish filming this, passed 1,000 subscribers. I had a giveaway planned for 750 subscribers and another giveaway planned for 1,000 subscribers. And somehow we blew straight through both of those goals in a week.
So do I hear a double giveaway?
So we're getting ready for some giveaways. So I need to, once we wrap this up, I'll probably film the first giveaway, and then I think I'll wait until I'll give it time for the first giveaway to go through, and then I'll do the next one probably next month.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, so everybody stay tuned for that. Like I said, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave some comments down on the bottom. Let me know how you felt about this podcast style video, and go follow Keone Lou on Twitch, and I think you still have a YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
So go follow Keone Lou. I'll try to put all of the links for Keone's pages down in the description as well.
Thank you so much for that, and
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting me have this.
It's not happening.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Here you go.
Thank you. All right. Guys, it's been a great time. I appreciate all of you for sticking around to the end of this very long podcast-style video. I hope you enjoyed it, and Jesus Christ.
Is it stay flipping or
right.
safe flipping?
It's safe flipping. Safe flipping.
Okay, let me do it.
All right. You want to do it?
Let me do it. I want to do the end. I want to do the end. Can I do it?
You want to do the end?
Yeah.
You want to do the outro?
I want to do the outro.
All right, do it.
Okay.
Knock it out. Knock it out of the park.
All right, you guys. It's been a great time. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And until I see you next time in the next video, I'm saying the word next about 5 times here. Next. No, okay, let me do it first.
Take 25. Let's see if you got it.
Take 25. Thanks. All right, guys. It's been great. What are you saying? How do you want to end the video?
Guys, it has been great. I've had a lot of fun, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around all the way to the end of this video. Until next time, stay flipping, and I'll see you in the next video.
Stay flipping.
Stay flipping.